I think this is the most beautiful Rakhi ever.
And so I am done with my Rakhi. And I'm really happy about it. It's very simple and very sweet, not too exuberant. So I'm quite happy, and now I'm really excited to see what Durga is doing and what kind of a Rakhi she has made. So come on Durga, let me see what you have done. Come on guys, let's go see what she's doing.
Hi, welcome back. So right now we are going to make a very easy Rakhi. All you need is cotton threads. मैं embroidery threads use कर रही हूँ क्योंकि इसमें ज़्यादा colors आते हैं. You can use crochet threads, woolen thread, जो भी आपको available हो. You'll also need a wooden stick. If you don't have a wooden stick, you can go for a plastic coffee stirrer or so. आप एक सीजर ले लीजिए, फेविकॉल, और आपको एक बेस के लिए अभी मैंने ये बुक ली है. यू कैन टेक अ कार्डबोर्ड एंड अ होल्डर. अगर आपके पास वो एग्जाम लिखने वाला पैड हो, दैट्स द बेस्ट. आई डोंट हैव इट, so I'm going to use these things. So let's get into it and quickly finish this. So our first step is going to be that we are going to make a cotton ball out of this embroidery thread. So how do we start it? First, take a fevicol and put it nicely on your stick, and then just stick your first thread here and start rolling your thread over the fevicol. So what we are doing is we are gluing this thread over the stick in such a way that eventually it will look like a ball. Make sure that you are crisscrossing this thread. Most of your thread is rolled on the center part of the bunch, so it will look like a ball when we are finished with it. There is no measurement for this thread. You just have to stop when you think your ball is thick enough for your requirement. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to glue this end part on the ball itself and glue both sides of this ball. Wherever you think the thread is loose and not this thing, just put some glue. This will eventually dry up. Now we are going to just pull this out, and look, our first ball is ready. This is how easy it is. Now I am going to make other two balls. Bead balls are ready, and look how cute they are looking. I have made 3 because we are 3 siblings. You can make as many or as less you want. They are fun to make, so you can go ahead and make 6, 7. Now our next step is to make the thread for the Rakhi. So for that I am going to take 2 colorful threads. I am using as many colors as possible because I want to make this Rakhi very multicolored. I am going to measure how long I want my Rakhi thread to be. So this long. We will start to make a nice design out of this thread. For that, first I'm going to make a knot at the beginning of the thread like this, and I'm going to just pin this. So we are going to separate these two colors and these two colors. Now we are going to make a fishtail braid of this 2 strands. The formula is take the outermost thread over the next thread of it, and then take the outermost thread of this side and take it over 2 strands. So it's 1:2 ratio. Again same, the outermost thread will go over the next thread, and then the outermost thread of this side will go over the two strands. Okay, so finally I am done with the fishtail braid. I started on this book initially, but that angle was not suiting me. I needed a much harder cardboard. So finally I finished. This is how it looks. Look at the patterns. I am going to just tie one knot at the end of this tail. That's it. Our thread for the Rakhi is done. Put the beads inside. Take a sellotape. This will sharpen your edge. Now just put it inside and pull it from the other end. During this step, what you can do is you can put your pearls or any other bead if you want. I am happy with this itself. Now I am going to just tie a knot here and make one more so that those beads don't get from this side to other side on the same knot, and make it a thicker knot which will hold the bead, and same I'll do on the other side. This is going to act like a stopper to your bead, and yes, just remove the sellotape. We are done. This is our most easiest Rakhi ever. Look how pretty and raw and rusty this is looking. I just love this.
Now let's quickly go to Shalmali and see how she's doing her next Rakhi.
Let's move on to the second one, for which we'll need the jute and the thread. So with the second one, we're going to do the opposite. Like for your the center part, we have taken jute, and for tying we have chosen the embroidery thread. For the second Rakhi, I'll be taking the jute. You now measure around your wrist. So I'm going to do it in 3 parts. So you can take how much ever you want. I'm taking 3. Hold them together and tie a knot. So tie a knot to secure all the 3 threads in one place. Okay, now this is extremely simple. All you have to do is keep tying knots. That's it. You see this knot? Okay, you see this? So that is what we're going to do on the entire length of the threads. Okay, single knots. Okay, now what I'm going to do with the middle thread is I'm going to tie the knot, but I'm going to do them in the gaps so that it gets a little different look. So it's not like, similar. Okay, you see the knot is between these two. Okay, so it gives it a different design. So this is how it's going to look. Tie up the end. One part is done. This is done. We'll keep this aside and we'll move on to the embroidery thread. What we're going to do is the same pattern, but we're going to do it in a circle. So we start with the same way. We tie a knot, insert the embroidery needle, the crochet needle. Okay, now we just have to take a few chains. Okay, so I'm taking 5. So you do this, you twirl the thread and you pull it from the loop, forming a chain. Twirl the needle, pull the thread, twirl the needle, pull the thread from the loop. Okay, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's do one more. 5. So now once this is done, since we have to do a circle, we have to go directly back. Now we don't start from here like we did. Okay, so we just twirl it. Okay, now, okay, you see this first chain where you started, insert the needle in there, pull the thread from these 2 loops, twirl the thread and pull. Okay, so now we continue doing this in a circle 5 times more. Okay, twirl the needle, pull. So we're going to do this 5 times because we have taken 5 chains in the starting, and we don't want the circle to become a dome. That is what happens. So once you reach the 5th point, so I've reached the 5th point now. Once you reach the 5th point, you do not put the needle in directly. You have to twirl it around. Okay, so you are twirling the needle around the thread. Okay, and then you are inserting in the loop. Okay, then do that. You pull the thread through the gap. So now you have 3 instead of 2, right? Because you have twirled the needle before inserting in the gap. So you have these 3 loops on the needle. You twirl the thread and you pull the thread through the first 2 loops. Not all the 3 loops, just the first 2 loops. So now you have 2 more loops remaining. You twirl the thread and pull it, so you have 1 remaining. Okay, so you continue this step for 5 times. Okay, so we did 1, so we have to do 4 more steps. Okay, you twist the needle around the thread, put it in the chain, pull it, twirl the needle around the thread, pull through 2 loops, and then through 2 loops. Okay, so I have reached my 5th point. So now what we'll do is the same step, but we'll have to do it twice. So what I mean is, you twirl it. Okay, you see the gap. You see the gap in the chain. You insert the needle through the gap, pull it out. What we did previously, the same thing right now. Through 2 loops. Now, when you twirl the needle, you do not insert it in the next gap. You insert it in the same gap. You see this over here where I've inserted? You put it in the same gap, okay? So the 3rd row of the circle is going to be two steps, okay, two chains or two threading through the same gap, not like the previous ones where we were doing single. Okay, so now two are done over here. So 12, put it in the gap through the first two, through the remaining two. Now twirl the needle around the thread, insert in the same gap and pull. So you continue this step till you get the circle of your desired diameter. So we have wrapped the thread around the two corners to give it a bit uniform look. So now what we're going to do is we're just going to take some thread to secure the ends. Okay, so you can just take the double. You can take double or single, that is completely up to you. I like the look of all the threads hanging, so I'm just going to take double of everything. Okay, so now what we have to do now is we just need to tie it. Okay, so tie it. Where you have started the wrapping of the thread, just tie that around and make a knot. Okay, so now once that is done, you just start wrapping it around the end just to secure it in place. And once that is done, when you reach the tip, make another knot. The same with the other side. So this is how it will look. So now all we need to do is secure this in the center. Now you have two options over here. You can keep it straight like these three lines over here. You can keep it straight and then attach this over here, the center, or you can twist it to give it a bit of a twisted look. That's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to twist that and hold on to the center. Okay. And so we're going to stitch this. So that is it. That's how the ready product will look. And that's my Rakhi done. Hope you enjoy the tutorials for the Rakhi making. We have shown you 4 kinds of Rakhis, 2 by Durga and 2 by me. So we really hope that you guys try to make it at home, and it was really lovely, and do support us. This was our first video. So I really hope you enjoyed it. So this is us, Dafty Dames, signing off. Do like, share and subscribe. Thank you.